Painting with Menoth John is presented in Super Legitivision. Super Legitivision, the future of podcasting. It's .com.
Hello, I'm
Menoth John.
and I'd like to welcome you. First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your homes. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your
miniatures
and paint along with us each week. Let's go over to the canvas here and let's get started. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. Start out by believing here. You can almost paint with anything. All you have to do is practice.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have been doing this for 165 or more episodes. We don't actually know how many there were. There's probably closer to 200, but god damn it, you are on the Painting with Menoth John Sunday Night Extravaganza for the last time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Painting with Menoth John Ragnarok. Woo! We have a live studio audience here in the broadcast studio. We have with us, sitting in the pea-soaked orange chair, Ryan, the Minister of Great Times, goes.
Woohoo! Hey, guys.
And the woman that has put up with this bullshit for far too long, the amazing Belinda Librarian.
She's waving.
Oh, she's waving. Okay, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, with us tonight, we have an auspicious crew. We have, of course, up in the catbird seat. You know him, you love him. He's wearing the Flash Gordon shirt because, hey, Flash Gordon. The wind beneath my wings, the mighty right hand of the podcast, the man that's been with me for a very long time, Mr. John Spencer.
Hey-o.
Yay, there you go. And then, of course, right below him, literally perched on the shoulder, we have, of course, our mascot, the Irrational Gonzo.
Hey.
And live from Buffalo, New York, you know him, you love him. He's been part of the Drunk Dojos. He is, from the Beer Machine Podcast, Mr. Rich Brautman.
How's it going, Brushheads? Pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, snap. I don't know about all that, but you know what? It's goddamn good here, folks. You know, we are going to have a great show for you tonight. We're putting this one to bed. We talked about it for the last couple episodes, and we are going to put the little bow on this thing and pack her up, put them into the YouTubes and call it a show. We could not be happier to be bringing it to a close for in a positive way. And before we get going, before I forget, because I'm known for forgetting this, we are starting off with a beverage update. Ladies and gentlemen, I am kicking it old school tonight. We are going to start this off with a shot of Kraken served in a Painting with Menoth John shot glass, limited edition. And then after that goes, I don't know that I could drink anything but this on the last episode. I am drinking from Southern Tier Brewing Company, Warlock. It weighs in at a mighty 10% alcohol by volume. It is 2-row pale malt, caramel malt, black malt, Munich malt, pureed pumpkin, magnum hops, sterling hops, natural flavor, and you better serve this motherfucker at 42 degrees Fahrenheit, bitches, or you are fucking up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Warlock, the king of the underworld. John, what about you?
Well, I am going to start off with some Kraken and a Painting with John shot glass as well, and then I will follow it up with a force blow.
Nice, a force blow, you say? Outstanding.
Yep, I'm going all the way old school.
And now, Gonzo, what are you drinking this evening?
I'm gonna just pour the last shot of my Macallan 18 just for you, my man.
Dude, there was stuff left in that
after-
bottle 2 seconds ago.
Well, there's just a little bit left in the shot glass.
Okay.
And of course, the Painting with Menoth John special edition
Yes,
shot
indeed.
glass. And then I'm gonna follow it up with a Maker's Mark.
Very good, very good. And in Buffalo, what are you drinking this evening, Beer Machine Rich?
This episode calls for a special occasion. I am drinking a bottle of something called West Veteran 12.
Holy shit balls.
This is it's a beer made traditional Trappist in an abbey in Belgium, made by monks in a monastery. It has been called. Oh, gee, don't start that. It has been called the #1 beer in the world. I only have a few bottles of it, but this earns it.
All right, well,
I'll post a link in the chat room if anyone's really curious about it.
I know approximately how much that beer cost, and I am very, very honored. So, on behalf of the Painting with Menoth John family, to all of you Brushheads, the ones that we've been doing this for a long, long time, to all of you out there, hey, Ron.
Ron.
Mm.
Fill out your bingo cards.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, bingo is live, bitches.
Remember, folks, if you
that's so good.
get over there to Facebook and download your bingo card, play along. If you get bingo, yell bingo in the chat room and then slam your drink. I think that's the rule. Except for you, Rich. If you slam that beer, I will end you.
No, I'm not slamming the beer. I'm calling myself exempt from that rule.
Yes. No, not at all. So it's great. We're going to have a great show. You know, we have been threatening to, we talked about this a little bit in the pre-ramble. We've been threatening to do this episode for literally a year. This is the Rhet-isode. We are going to be talking a lot about Rhet. Figure get a lot of Rons out that way. And, but funny enough, we're not even going to mention him as a damn caster. But we are going to talk about some, we have 6 lists that we're going to share with you. And they're super sweet and totally legit. So hey, Crippled System is hosting us tonight. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. It's going to be amazing, and we're going to talk about amazing things and have a lot of fun, and we're going to celebrate the last 4.5 years. But before we get into that, we have a couple videos to show you because we thought that'd be super sweet and totally legit. So, John, if you remember back, December 31st, 2012, the first episode of Painting with Menoth John on Ustream, you were there, and I have found the video, and I have recorded the video, and I am going to show about 1.5 minutes of what this shit show was like way back when in December 31st of 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the very first episode of Painting with Menoth John. This is literally the first 1.5 minutes of this show ever. I have 5 viewers, I guess. That was weird.
Not getting any audio, John.
Are any of you guys watching the Ustream right now? Can you guys hear any of it?
Nope.
I can.
It's quiet. It's really low. I hope somebody will let me know who's watching the Ustream.
What the fuck is up with that
it
cap?
is indeed on.
Yeah.
So, if it isn't, I don't really
Beat me to it.
because I'm talking to you guys. So, if you guys can't hear the audio, then I guess it's fine. That is it's being run on that MacBook back there. I know you can't see it, but and he's gonna take a lot of work. On there with me is Trevor Christensen from Chain Attack, and it looks like Steampunk Jim, also from Utah, back there. And remember, this is New Year's Eve, and I decided it'd be super cool. I was sitting at my parents' house. And that's why there was a hat on, because that house was always cold. Always cold, especially near the windows. But anyway, folks, there you have it. The first, 1.5 minutes of Painting with Menoth John. As you can see, not that technically different than the shit show we have today.
Well, you're not getting guests on an iPad anymore, so, I mean, you step up.
Yeah, that was really good. Back when we had guests on the iPad and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Then, so I guess I have one more video here to show, and this one was produced by Fraser Belfour, and I know that there's there's audio associated with it. Now, there's no reason that, I don't know if you guys are going to actually hear the audio because it's coming through XSplit, and that's the reason you're not going to hear it. So,
I'll hear it on Twitch.
Yeah, if you guys, Gonzo, Rich, John, if you want to bring up Twitch, I'll give you guys a second to kind of get yourself oriented there. And I'm going to go ahead and play this. Now, this was produced by Fraser Belfour from the Trollblood Scrum podcast. And Rich sent me the link and said I couldn't watch it and that I needed to have a camera on me when I watched it. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to rearrange this here. So... All right, and I'm going to go ahead and start this. Guys, do you have your Twitches up? Okay. All right, guys, here we go. This is the video from Fraser Belfour, I guess celebrating the last 4.5 years. Here we go.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you
Hey, Ron.
find some
It's delicious.
comfort here.
Oh, that was nice. Oh, that was
Does
fucking.
that count as John getting emotional?
That was fucking nice.
Yep.
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 Scratch that one.
You fuckers.
Oh, look, there's another one.
That's
There's
two.
another one.
That's two.
God damn you. Oh, thanks, man. That was cool,
You know
Fraser.
what? I watched it earlier, and when Fraser sent it to me, and I said, you know, Fraser, you're almost cheating by using that music.
True. True.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, the music started, and I started crying from the music. I mean, it's like... But...
That shit comes on my TV, and I just say, "Not today, Sarah McLachlan." That Gina channel right there.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
Oh, that's amazing. I think my favorite part is when I'm dancing and then I bite into something at the last... Oh, man. Well, that was amazing. Thank you very much, Fraser, for putting that together. That is super sweet and totally legit. I appreciate it very, very much. We are in the arms of a rune bearer. So there's a couple things that we said we were going to do on this show, and the first thing we're going to do is get the crotch cam going. All right, so here comes crotch cam. Woo! Party time! Excellent! Crotch cam! Woo! Where is it? Here, get over here. Come on. All right, crotch cam. Here. Bingo. There's a shot of my crotch. There you go. There's another fill the square. All right. There you go. All right. So,
That's actually two, I'm sure.
so I'm going to go ahead and I want to show a couple things here associated with painting while we're doing this. I said I was going to cross the finish line on 100% on tonight's show, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. And we are going to... First thing I want to start off with is my very first model that I ever painted. So this one dates back to 2008 when I first started playing War Machine and Hordes out in Utah. And this is the very first model I ever painted. It's a Crusader. It doesn't see the table very much, even when I'm playing Protectorate. But you know, if you could get a closer look at this thing, there's not a lick of shading on it. There's... I think 3 colors, maybe 4, and the paint is thick enough to stop a North Korean missile. So when Kim Jong-un gets all frisky here, I'm throwing this Crusader at the missile, and y'all gonna thank old Menoth John. I can tell you that. Yeah, I had not even discovered liquid talent at that point. Now this is Bullwinkle. And this is the one that started the show. So, as you can see, I have progressed to 4 different colors at this point also. And as you can see, nope, no shading on this model, not even a little. However, by this stage, I have discovered washes. And on this one, you can see definite evidence of the Reichland flesh shade on the golds. So... +1 to awesome. Now that was 4.5 years ago. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the last model. This is the last one. This is Hemera. We're going to bring the camera down a little bit further so you can get a closer look. And my painting has improved. We're going to bring the light down here too, so I can actually, so you all can actually. Whoa! Then we're going to turn the light off because that's legit. There we go. Is that a bingo thing too? Technical glitch. Yep. All right, there you go.
Yep.
I turned the lamp off. So here we go. Belinda goes, I've already got mine. That's great.
There was a technical glitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere?
I'm pretty sure there's been a technical glitch. So this is Himera, and this is my latest one, and I'm really proud of how it's turned out. These are the jewels on the side here, and as you can see, I tried to do like they teach you to, with making sure that you've got the darker up at the top, and then you get lighter down here. Put some little highlights on it. I glazed it glossy, but this is really the first model that I've really done an extensive use of two-brush blending, because I finally worked up the nuts to actually do it. And I will tell you folks that I have been on the show many times telling you not to lick your brush. I was wrong. You should lick your brush in order to get good results. This blending that you see, especially along the sides here, is not possible without two-brush blending and without licking your brush. And what you do is you put down a little line of your highlight color. In this case, it was Cygnus yellow, and against a green, which it's called Envy green, but it's like almost like an Iosian green. And then you have another brush that you've got full of spit, and you just kind of pull it down into that, and you have to move really fast, but it works really, really good. And I'll tell you, this thing, I don't think the camera's doing a good job of picking everything up, but it's turned out really, really well. Now,
No, you can tell. You can tell there's definitely two-brush blending right there.
yeah. Go ahead, John.
I was gonna say it's looking really good. It's definitely next level for you, even.
So yeah, I'm really happy with it. So another thing that we need to do here on the last show, ladies and gentlemen, the last appearance on the Painting with Menoth John Sunday Night Extravaganza. You can probably hear him coming. The blue glove of love, ladies and gentlemen, coming to a theater near you. The blue glove of love. Here he is. I am the blue glove of love. I can't even see. I'm verklempt about this being the last episode of Painting with Menoth John. I can't even talk. So we're gonna get this on so I don't fuck this up. Now, so all of my ret, I use, let's see, what is the color? Ortic Olive as my base ring color. But that stuff doesn't coat worth a shit. It's a reasonably transparent color. So what I'm going to do here is, and we're going to get to those ret lists, I promise. But we're going to finish this goddamn model. So there's going to be some times when we have to take a little break. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a little bit of, this is Trader Green on it, and it is a lot more opaque than it, and it kind of starts it on its way towards the color that I'm going to. Now, this is a technique that I've used on my yellows an awful lot too, because so many yellows are highly transparent. And by going with a color that is more opaque as a base coat, you kind of set the stage for getting good color on your model.
Yeah, that's definitely a pro tip.
Yes, especially yellows suck.
Yeah,
Yellows, gold it works a lot with too. You can do brown for your gold, or I used to use old GW 10 bits.
Yep. I was going to say, for the yellows, I use, oh God, what the hell is that stuff? Moldy Ochre. Moldy Ochre is a wonderful paint to use because it applies very good. You don't need a lot of dilution with it. But, once again, make sure you're using your wet palette. And it really turns out super good. Now, I got to make sure. So when I put this model on the base, I may have used a fair amount of green stuff. I'm just going to put that out there. We don't, on the last episode of Painting with Menoth John, we're not going to pull any punches, folks. We're giving it to you real. We keep it real on this show, Ryan.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. And we're going to do this here real quick. Now, what I think we ought to do here is after I get this, because this color probably should dry a little bit before I go laying the next color on top of it. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to let this thing sit here and dry while we talk about our first list. How about that, guys?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring up the presentation over here. Okay, there it is. And now we're going to go to Brushhead Gallery. Woo! Lists we like and why. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when we talked about doing this final episode of Painting with Menoth John. By the way, John, were you aware that this is the last episode of Painting with Menoth John?
No, I think I heard that mentioned somewhere, but I don't believe rumors like that.
Okay.
That was probably the best one ever.
This is the last episode of Painting with Menoth John, and we're going to talk about Ret. So these are some of the lists we like and why. And by the way, PowerPoint, the latest version of PowerPoint, man, you can really make dog shit look good with this thing. I'm going to tell you what. So here we go. So we're going to start off with the first list is Rich's Viros 2 list. Rich, I've heard that Viros 2 is pretty good. Why don't you walk us through your list?
So, Viros 2 is pretty good, and I missed out. I didn't play Viros 2 in Mark II.
Oh, God.
I know. I didn't own him. I got him like right at the end kind of thing. I was heavily into my other lists. However, Adam on my show said, "Hey, you need to start playing Viros 2." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Listen, our friend Nick in Erie, Pennsylvania, he's been winning a lot with him. Just talk to him." I said, "Okay, fine." I talked to him. He says, "Rich, I'm 20-0 with this list. Listen to me." And I said, "Okay, now I'm listening."
Fair enough.
I believe a lot of Ret players made this, and you probably heard Mike Ireland is playing this and destroying people. So the list is Viros 2, Helios, and Helios is a huge addition to this. An Aspis, 5 Griffins, Imperatus, 3 Mechanics, 3 Arcanists, as they're commonly called, and an Artificer. Yep. And the theme is Forges of War. John, what do you think about theme lists?
I think theme lists are the cancer that are killing the world, but you know we're gonna have to have them.
Go square.
I'm gonna call that as fuck theme lists.
Yeah,
so thank you.
Okay, fuck theme lists.
You just laid it up there. He spiked it for you. It's okay.
Boom. It's okay.
I thought he was throwing that at me because we all know my opinion on theme lists.
Okay. Well, John Spencer, what's your opinion of theme lists?
Well, just to make it official, fuck theme lists.
There you go. All right, there you go, folks.
Okay. All right. That works. So the theme list.
Can you imagine how popular this show would be if this was every episode?
Oh my God.
But it's not, so that's why it's ending. All right, so let's move on.
The theme is Forges of War. It gives you a bunch of free stuff, and in addition to that, every Warjack becomes a shield guard, which is pretty good, I hear. And you can start with your upkeeps in play. Viros 2 has only one upkeep, and it's called Synergy.
I hear it's good.
I hear that one's pretty good.
Yeah, I hear Synergy's pretty decent. As you can see, there are no units in this list, which is kind of a problem for SR 2017. You have to be careful. You can't score circles. Unless you put Viros in there, of course. The list is it's fun. It doesn't do well against troop swarms, especially Weapon Master troop swarms. Don't play it against that, please. Besides that, any Warjack heavy type list, it does decent against. Or if there's like one unit, it does decent against. It hits like a truck. You get synergy up. Say you have synergy cap. Synergy caps at 3 now, and you have Arcanist that gives a +2. If you have synergy up from a few Griffins, which are getting +2 to hit already, and they're charging with Pathfinder, and there's a lot of good things going here. You put an Arcanist to give the +2 bonus to Helios with full synergy. He is going to hit at POW 26.
I hear that's good.
I hear that destroys things.
You know what? I hear, John? I hear 9 out of 10 dentists think that's pretty fucking good. And that 10th dentist, fuck him.
Oh, why is that not a square?
You know what? That's a callback, and that is professional podcasting right there, folks.
Yes, it is.
God damn, I'm good at this.
Oh, yeah. So he hits it. We're all professionals, something like that.
Fuck yeah.
So he hits, Helios walks up at Mat 9, POW 26, and just ends things.
Yeah.
The feat, Virus's feat is really meant for infantry to take advantage of, so it's a little weird in this list. So you bait them with a Griffin on turn 2 usually, if you're like top of 2. Bottom of 2 is starting to get a little late, but it works. They kill a Griffin, and Imperatus walks 3 inches up. And then they
I
kill
hear
another
that's
Griffin.
fucking terrifying.
It's absolutely terrifying to people. And then Imperatus, it's not limited to 1 Warjack once per turn. You can move anything any number of times you want
What?
when things get killed. So yeah, then Imperatus moves again, and they're probably in range to be assassinated next turn.
Mhm.
So there you have it.
Oh
That's
my
Forges of
God.
War.
That's changed from Mark II. You can do Imperatus as many times as you damn well please.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
People will not do it just so Imperatus stands still. It's
Okay,
hilarious.
so when we get to my Viros 2 list that has Imperatus in it and all the infantry in the universe, Imperatus just walks across the table.
Pretty much. On feet turn, yeah.
Oh my
this
God.
is correct.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Okay, well, we'll get there. That's spoilers. So there you go. So we're on the screen. We're showing the cards for these things. You know, guys, is there anything in particular that you want to highlight? Right now we're looking at the Viros 2 card and Helios. The thing I didn't understand until I watched something on Advanced Maneuvers, and by the way, folks, if you're not going to watch Painting with Menoth John anymore, watch the new show that Gonzo and John, then watch Advanced Maneuvers. They just did... That's a lot of watching. I'm basically tying up all of your days. But I did not realize until I watched that Helios has that dual attack rule. So not after he gets done sucking your shit in, hey, welcome to my fists.
Helios is, I don't even understand. I'll be brutally honest here. He probably shouldn't be 34 points.
I might have to change my mind and own that model, actually.
Also, a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of opponents. So you folks that don't play Ret, take heed here. Dual attack lets you make the ranged attacks after you make a power attack. So you can charge, you can slam, you can trample, you can power strike, you can throw something, forfeit your initials, and then still make your ranged attacks anyway. It's crazy. Like at what he can do. I've had a couple opponents say, "Well, you can't do that. You power attacked." I'm like, "Well, yes, I can actually."
And look at the card and tell me how that doesn't work that way.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same thing like the troll with the bombard on his back does. Trample forward, start shooting. Yeah, those are big.
There you have it. And there's all the Griffins. They get powerful charge, so +2 to charge attack rolls. So they get up to Mat 8, which helps a lot to start the synergy chain. And
it's also good to note how hard it is for your list to be shot off the board.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, what happened?
I'm still here.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
we're good.
All right.
We're good.
I'm sorry. I got a little bit taken aback by the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, one of the 2 people in the community that are older than I am has joined the chat room, and that is Stubbs. Stubbs and his ass scar have shown up and are here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to propose a toast to Michael Stubbs and his ass. Hey, Ron.
Ron.
What?
Yeah, just don't ever ask Mike Stubbs at a con, Rich, to see his scar, because he will literally drop trow in the middle of a con and show you his ass. It's not okay. Anyway.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Griffins have Pathfinder, and remember, folks, Viros has a rule called Bird's Eye.
Bird's Eye.
That means you can ignore forests and cloud effects, and I believe intervening models when declaring a charge attack. So you can charge a model on the opposite side of a forest with a Griffin, ignore the forest because of Pathfinder, and then hit them at Mat 8 and start the synergy chain. The list is stupid. I can't say this. If you don't own 5 Griffins, I'm sorry. Find someone to buy the battle box and buy the Griffin out of it or something. I don't know. It's worth your time.
Yeah, find someone who was playing the 8 Griffin version back in Mark II and get a Griffin or 2 off of him.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, great. My wife just heard that, according to Stubbs. All right, that's good. So here's an Aspis. Aspices are amazing because they're shield guards, and because they're shield guards, there's already more shield guards. Because, yo, dog, I heard you like shield guards. So I put shield guards in your shield guard so you can shield guard while you're shield guarding. Hey, Rich, does when an AoE is shield guarded, does the AoE just like wholesale just move to the new spot?
That is correct. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And I also just found out, I didn't know this either, sack pawning a shot also moves the AoE.
Boom.
That came up during TGX last weekend.
Yep.
Interesting.
So more Arcan. Now, we also have an Artificer in here. I would assume that he is tagging along with Vyros 2 to just move his stats beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, he becomes a 17-18 against shooting. I hear that's pretty good.
Yep, I hear that.
Not a lot of use for his focus, so he can be pretty safe a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, decel is up. I'm sorry. 17-20.
Boom. And then he's got like 400 wounds. He's like ridiculous. He's like a colossal on a, he's like a colossal on a horse.
He's incredible. Incredible caster. So I think that's about all I got for this.
All right, good.
Next.
All right, so we're going to come back here to the painting cam. And painting cam, crotch cam, woohoo! All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the second color on Chimera's base. Like I said, we did old Trader Green. Now we're going to come back with the Ordic Olive. And you'll notice that it's going on a lot easier now. If you try to do this over a straight black, you're going to have to probably put on 2 or 3 coats. Now, this is a pro tip I didn't have for a lot of my my ret, and as a result, I have a lot of ret that has some pretty thick paint on its base ring, and it doesn't look as attractive. By doing this, you can get one nice, attractive thin coat of Ordic Olive over the top of the Trader Green, and you get a better effect out of it for less work, and it looks more professional. So this is a pro tip from your old Uncle Menoth John. And I wouldn't steer you wrong. Never steer you wrong. And we're going to get this next coat on here. And after I finish this base ring here, because this is some television right here, man. Watching people do base rings, that's some shit. I mean, fucking
at least you got the pro tip to go with it. I mean,
right.
That's a really good tip. When you're painting any color, if you paint it on something that seems like it's being difficult to go on, get a color in the same, sort of shade range that's a little bit darker that covers better, and hit it with that first.
So I'm going to tell you what, folks. This is another pro tip from your Uncle Menoth John. Watch those videos that Dallas Kemp is putting out on the Privateer. Literally, they are the best series of hobby videos you can watch. But I will tell you this right now. You know what he's not doing? Fucking base rings. I'm telling you that right now. He is not doing base rings. And so you tell Dallas the next time any of you brushheads say there, yeah, you can do brush blend, you can do the faces, the eyes, you can do a little fucking freehand over here. Tell me about your base rings. Boom! Menoth John. I'm telling you right now. All right, so we're going to come back here to the lists. I did that with a straight face somehow. All right.
I'm impressed.
Years of experience.
All right, so let's move on to the next list. This is Menoth John's Gareth list. Okay, so I am, for me, painting with Menoth John. For me, War Machine and Hordes has become as much a casual thing as possible. I get the fact that with as little as I play this game these days, that my hopes for winning are not real high most times. However, this is a good list. I have fallen in love with the guy, with the Warcaster that couldn't look more like me if it tried. Gareth, the Blade of the Retribution. In this list is Fane Knight Guardian, which is an amazing model. If you are playing Ret and you don't own one of these guys yet, get to your LGS and buy one because they are just legit. And we actually had Side Hustle Seth reach out and ask for some pairings and some places where the Fane Knight Guardian is super good. And I will tell you that he does as good a job of taking care of his caster as anyone. So he's a guard dog. And we'll get into some of the rules, but let's just kind of talk about the list right now. And I do want to highlight, however, the Fane Knight Guardian in this list. In this list, we have Moros and a Banshee. And then we have an Arcantric Force Generator. And after the last CID / errata that we got, where all the battle engines got turned up to 11. The Arcantric Force Generator is a beast. It's nigh on unkillable if you play it correctly, and it does nothing but assassinate casters. Along with this, I'm playing it in theme, which is the Defenders of Ios, which is kind of the House Guard theme. So we have a House Guard Thane, we have 2 Arcanist mechanics, we have the Fane Knight Scareth Ison for 0 points somehow.
Because that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. We have the House Guard Halberdiers, a full unit of those with the unit attachment for free somehow. 2 units of Stormfall Archers, because I hear when models are knocked on their ass, Stormfall Archers can hit relatively frequently. The House Guard Riflemen, full unit of those guys with the UA. Now, I kind of want to walk through why I like this list and why I think it synergizes quite well. You know, synergy is a big word. Were you aware of that, Rich?
I was aware of that. It's used in a lot of corporate environments as well.
Exactly. So this list, this is something you Brushheads can take to your boss tomorrow morning and show him this and show him that that's why you think the synergy is so important to a team. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you have Gareth, who is in Mark 1 was a fairly maligned caster. And I think that a lot of that dealt with wrongly, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that he's a 6 focus caster. Okay? So, but he did pick up some interesting things in Mark 3. One of which is right here, you see Sentry. Okay? Sentry is a really good spell for the Arcantric Force Generator, because that means it's shooting 3 times a turn. And that is muy bueno. Okay? We also have Mirage. I hear the Stormfall Archers that can reposition and Mirage are happy Stormfall Archers. We also have heightened reflexes, so that our good friend Gareth can't get knocked down. But oh wait, you say you've already got a Fane Knight Guardian in here. You don't have to worry about that. You can put that on another model. So here you see that. The key to Gareth is right here in his feet. And this feat is a ball buster. So within 12 inches, enemy models cannot channel spells, spend focus or fury points, or be placed. That's right, folks. You are not decreasing the damage, and you are sure as hell not transferring the damage. So, did I mention that Gareth is speed 7?
No, you did not, John.
So he's speed 7. And so he's got parry, pathfinder, and stealth. And then when you add, you go over here to, I got to find it here. It's probably on the last page because, yeah, here we go. Here's the Fane Knight Guardian. So let's talk about the Fane Knight Guardian and what he does. The Fane Knight Guardian gives, within 3 inches of the Warcaster, it gives him parry. He's already got that, but +2 defense against melee attack rolls. So now that means that our good friend Gareth is a 19-14 against melee. And he's a shield guard. So you take a shot at Gareth if you're within 5 inches. If you're within 5 inches.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, he just shield guards that shit. Oh, by the way, the shield guard is arm 20 because he is he has a rule where, I'm trying to find it here, where he gets +4 armor when he's within the Warcaster's command range.
And he cannot become knocked down.
That's right. He can't get knocked down either. So
Total devotion. Yep.
So Gareth is a 19-14, can't get knocked down, has a shield guard sitting around because he's a badass, and he's got stealth. And I will tell you that if you have ventured within 5 inches of Gareth, you have already lost that piece.
Why?
Oh wow, yeah. If your caster is within 10.5 inches of Gareth, the game is over.
Yeah, it's worse than that. In this list, if you are within 19 inches of Gareth, you have lost, because with all the shooting that's in this list, he's going to pop his feet, and then everything in the universe is going to knock you on your ass and put you in your grave. The only thing that this is not completely awesome against is stealth casters, because the Arcantric Force Generator can't, and the Banshee can't get the job done. However, did I mention there's Riflemen who can see through stealth? And if you're a stealth caster, usually means you've got paper-thin armor. And they're just going to CRA your ass into another universe. So the Fey Knight Guardian is pretty much free eye candy in this list. He's for free. Why wouldn't you take him? And all he does is provide a distraction because he has nothing to do with how this list operates. But if you don't deal with him, he's a POW 15 weapon master that shows up on your front door from downtown. And you don't want that.
He's also a shield guard.
He's also a shield guard. This list is good.
You know what, John?
Yeah.
I didn't fully realize the synergies and like how this list works before you just went over it. I need to start playing this like, immediately.
I've not lost with this list. So against most normal casters, basically the end game becomes I walk up, I feat, I shoot you twice with Gareth's guns, his POW 12 guns, then the Banshee walks up, knocks you on your sweet ass, then a Rat 9 Space Cricket shoots you with his big gun, and then Moros shoots you, and then all the riflemen shoot you. Because the other thing that's big in this list is the Halberdiers. The Halberdiers present your opponent with such an amazing distraction because they are speed 6, they get desperate pace, which means they can walk 8, then they reposition 3, so that's 11, and then they earn shield wall, right? If you want to run them, they run 14 inches. And so that they're tying things up 16 inches away.
More on them later.
Yeah. Halberdiers are probably, and I know I'm getting a little crazy here, are probably the best infantry in the game.
Maybe, probably not, but they're really good.
They
could be best for the value, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe, yeah. I can't really throw any stones at that one right now.
Yeah. Remember, Chili Winters brings up an interesting point in the chat room. He remembers when I was at, I believe it was TempleCon, and I had brought Retribution, and I was so down on them, and they were so bad that I almost quit the game, and I would have had it not been that I had my Rulik army with me also. But that's a good callback, Chili.
I do remember that myself, actually.
Yep. So, guys, this list is abusively good, and I highly recommend each and every one you play it. The Stormfall Archers are just like they can. The nice thing about them is that against normal infantry, the fact that they can snipe from 16 inches away, they're not great rat, but you got to remember, folks, you got to put units in a place to succeed. So don't go after defense 16 bullshit with them. You're not going to hit, okay? Pick a target that they can actually hit, and they will be all-stars for you, especially when they get to Mirage and reposition. So just another pro tip from your Uncle Benoth, John.
More on them later.
We're going to keep on going. We might run a tiny little bit late tonight. I can't even imagine. So we're going to come back here to the painting cam. Paint cam, woohoo! All right, so now, folks, we're going to put some arc markers on this thing. Got to look at the paint job. Nope, this needs another coat of Ortic Olive. This is not going to work the way it is. All right, so one more coat of this guy. So we're going to keep on going here. I need the color saturation a little bit better than what I was getting. It was a little bit streaky. I did too good of a job on the rest of this model to half-ass it on the final show.
Yeah, that's a good point also. When you get to the end, it's common human nature to just finish it and like, yeah, that's good enough. If you painted a model to that level, you really need to take your time, just take a little more time and make it the best you possibly can.
Man, that's some good fucking advice, John.
We all get impatient. We want it to be done. Human beings like completion in something.
That's right. You know who
most of us.
You know who doesn't think like that? Donald fucking Trump.
Oh my God. That's a square. Fuck. He didn't even look at him.
Bingo.
He's just
Oh,
mopping
shit.
him up.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's now you got to drink for sure, Belinda. Belinda did a preemptive bingo.
Oh,
Oh, yes, dude. That's
already foul.
Drink your
Wait,
slam that water, Belinda.
Slap that water. Oh, God. Shit, I can slam water today.
All right, folks. So she's complaining about slamming the water. All right. I love you, Belinda. Of course I do. All right, folks. So I'm gonna here. Look how good this is, man.
Yeah.
That's some shit going on right there. All right, so we're gonna put that back over here. We are now going to go to John's Gareth list. No, John. Could this episode be more professional? I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
Man, this is like fucking. To quote Tin Man XL, this is production values, baby.
Absolutely.
So now
we haven't even done a commercial break yet. That's what's strange.
I know, right? Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of, let's get back here to the crotch cam. On behalf of somebody, KR Multicase, ladies and gentlemen, Buttafoam is Judicator. Hello, I'm Judicator. And my name's Bullwinkle. And if it wasn't for me, Menoff John would be a complete flash in the pan. But you know what? What isn't a flash in the pan? KR Multicase. Let me tell you something about that Buttafoam. The Buttafoam is famous from sea to shining sea to Europe and the Middle East and Africa. People in Africa know about Buttafoam. Why? Because we have listeners in Buttafoam. I mean, Africa. Fucked it up already.
Wow.
Menoff John did all kinds of... Menoff John was looking at the demographics, and we know that Ndugu in Africa watches Painting with Menoff John at least for 5 seconds. And if anybody watches Painting with Menoff John for more than 5... Co-host John, were you aware that tonight is the last episode of Painting with Menoff John?
I heard rumors, but I don't listen to that internet bullshit.
Do you know the best place that Menoff John could put Painting with Menoff John?
That's a loaded question.
He could put it in the Buttafoam.
Oh, God, how did I not see that coming?
I don't know where your thoughts were, but I can tell you that even podcasts, when put in the Buttafoam, the podcast goes, ah.
That's right. Those radio waves just get in there and ah.
I'm pretty sure that the boys over at Buttafoam, KR Multicase, are making a specially sized podcast edition of their foam. It's really big, but it's really not full of much. There you go, folks. I'm a Judicator named Bullwinkle, 'cause I have these. They look like horns. Get it? That's the joke. That's why it's called Bullwinkle. It's 'cause they look like horns. Bullwinkle, get it? All right. I'm a Judicator named Bullwinkle for KR Multicase, and all I have to say is, ah. There you go. All right, folks.
Oh, my.
So there you go. All right, now let's talk about your list, because yours is a different kind of take on Gareth, John, and walk us through what you're thinking about with this list.
Well, really, I just wanted to make it very themey, so I decided to double down on the stealth. I have just about as many stealth models as I could possibly fit in the army.
That's not, if you're going to double down on on anything, double down on stealth.
If they had, Mage Hunter mechanics, I would put them in instead of the Arcanist mechanics. And if they had another jack that had stealth, I would put that in.
If they made Mage Hunter mechanics, they would be the only mechanic that could possibly miss their repair roll.
Yeah, true, probably. So the whole thought of this is I looked at the Shadows Retribution list and said, I want to make something. And it's a really interesting list because you're stuck with Mage Hunters, and that's not a lot of units. And it is actually really hard to get free cards in this list. As you can see, I had to put a Soulless Escort in just to get the free card. And not like Soul Escorts are bad, but they're not even as good as they used to be.
No.
But well worth the 1 point. I mean, 1 point. Come on.
1
What do you want
point.
for 1 point?
Hello. Forget
Yeah.
about it.
So I went with that, and then I decided, since I can't take the Arcandric Force Generator, I decided to get Ilara with a Banshee because, man, Banshee with her Speed of Death, I think it is, so good. All right, I just knocked you down or momentumed you back, and now I'm just going to wander away 5 inches because that's what I do.
Yep. So for those of you who have never seen Ilara Turbo third chair of whatever her fucking name is,
Third chair.
yeah, Turbo the third chair.
I like that.
So she's got convection, which you'll never fucking cast, and she has speed of death. Don't even look at convection. Hey, I see you, Brush Tour. Don't even fucking look at convection. Stop it.
Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes there's an infantry model too close. You're
no.
like, I can boost this and take that guy out.
I'm the fucking
and
president
you're
of.
focus for my jack.
I'm the president for life of War Machine and Hordes. That I'm canceling it. See, I'm making an X across it right now. That doesn't even exist. Okay, so speed of death. When a model is in the spellcaster's battle group, hits one or more enemy models with a melee or ranged attack during its activation. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I can't read this anymore. John, what does this spell do?
Basically, you hit, you get to move.
Sweet.
It's like range sprint without having to kill anyone.
Nice. It's
You
like
just hit.
it's like upside down sprint.
Yeah, it's like there's another spell that's like it that I can't remember right now, but it's because none of my casters have it.
I'm sure Legion has it if it's good.
I
Whatever.
think Signar has it actually.
Like I said, Legion.
So yeah, obviously, Moros, because you take Moros when you're taking Gareth. The Phoenix is still an absolutely amazing jack. Good lord. If you get in those lists where there's tons of infantry, it just kills infantry. Holy moly.
Indeed.
It's just as good as it used to be. Don't anyone think it's worse. In fact, honestly, if you can jam it in there well enough. God, that came out really horribly.
Are we not even doing phrasing on this show anymore? I don't think
No,
we're
not
doing
even.
phrasing anymore. Why would we start?
It can tie up a line and be really hard to kill. I mean, Armor 18 is not easy. The Phoenix Field gives it a little bit of survivability.
Mm-hmm.
And then you keep a mechanic nearby to just heal up that field so it can keep going a little bit.
Phoenix is so good.
It's just good. And then you get Narn. Narn is amazing. He just kills stuff. He's a great skirmish guy. He's a great distraction. It generally costs way more points than he would actually be worth to kill him.
Yeah.
Mage and our assassins are always been the you feast or famine models. Some days are going to be shit. Some days they're going to be completely off the chain and just destroy something.
Off the chain. I see what you did there, boss. Good job.
Yeah, indeed.
Nice. Well played.
And then Nail's 3 points and he fits in the list. So what the heck? He'll
Okay.
kill something. He's not as bad as he used to be. He actually's got some use.
So he's got advanced deploy, stealth, and what is this fucking like turbo sign on him?
Solus.
He's
Solus.
soulless.
Oh, okay.
But more importantly, he's a spell ward, and he's got Arcane Annihilation. And when the spell is destroyed by an enemy attack, models in the age of it lose their focus and fear points and cannot cast spells, channel spells, or be forced for 1 round. It used to be a beast would like just kill him and like, I clear focus, I clear fury, and I'm going to force some more. No, you can't force anymore. So literally, he stops you cold.
So what's funny is that I think enough people have forgotten what Nail is that you're really going to surprise some people with this piece.
Yeah, he's definitely not bad. I mean, he doesn't hit really hard, but he's 3 points. I mean, he's a 3-point combat solo, and he will get you 3 points worth of work most of the time.
Yep, absolutely. So
And then the units are just what you need to get. I'm sure there's some way to sneak it in and maybe use the new Spears of Sire when they come out to fill out your points better to get your free units and all. But right now I like the way this works out. You keep the Solus Escort far enough back that he's not getting shot up too easily with the Mage Hunter Infiltrators. Strike Force are always good. They're way better than people give them credit for because they are still Mat 6, only pound 9 in melee, but still that'll kill infantry.
yeah,
And then the theme means that you've got takedown for infantry, which in case someone's playing Ghost Fleet or some bullshit, you're like, yeah, fuck you. Get this guy out of the table. No, you're not coming back. Just get out of here. Oh,
Man,
you're tough? No. Take that troll shit off the table.
I super love. Yeah, fuck you, Ryan. I super love the Mage Hunter Infiltrators in here. I think that they're kind of a tough unit to get to work, but when they do work with the gang and all that kind of stuff, I think they bring a lot of heat, and they certainly are a. If you ignore them, they're going to make you pay, and that's for sure. So, super love the list, John.
And spell wise, I don't use all the spells the same way you do. I generally pop Mirage on Gareth and start creeping him closer so that someone can start taking damage from their spells. And Mirage goes on those Matron Infiltrators, and they are all over the place. I mean, they're like, all right, I'm popping into combat, charging over here. It's really good. Sentry doesn't really have as good a use as you, but I mean, hey, the Phoenix has got a pretty good gun. Mars has got a pretty good gun.
Yep.
You can do a lot of stuff with that.
Absolutely. So we're back to the painting cam. Rich, do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I love the fact that you put Narn in there, and I use them from time to time, and I don't really know. I think, honestly, people don't use them because they're scared to use them, and they keep them too close to their stuff, and they've had, like, one bad experience. Look, just deploy him. If you're going first, it doesn't matter. If you're going second, keep him just over 8 inches away from your stuff that matters, and that's all you have to do. And
he's got stealth and AD. He's unlikely to be anywhere remotely near enough to your caster for it to matter. And if they get a lucky shot and your caster doesn't get focused first turn, hey, this is Mark III. Your Jack's going to focus anyways. It's not going to matter. It's not like you're going to assassinate Gareth because he's got no focus. He's got stealth. Good luck.
Yeah. Narn is awesome. Be a good sport. To anyone who plays him, explain to your opponent what he does before you start the game.
Yes.
Because otherwise, it's a very, very negative play experience for your opponent.
Yeah, and probably explain Eris. I didn't mention Eris 3's in there, too. She sort of snuck in there as the leader of the Major Infiltrators, and you really want to explain what she does because, man, she is fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I ran her for a game attached to the spears, and it's hot sex.
Yeah, good lord. She's Ret players. If you haven't bought an Eris 3, what the hell are you doing? Get her. She has so many uses.
Yep.
She may be the best single model attachment to a unit in the game.
So
just because of versatility.
You know, folks, this gets to a good point that I really want to leave the show with, and that is, if there's anything that this show has stood for, it's good sportsmanship. And I want everyone to leave this show, if I could leave you with one thought from all this time that we've spent together, is that the idea of playing a game is that both people across the table from each other get to have fun. And this is a game of full information. There should be no gotchas. You want to put your generalship, your leadership, your ability to play the game up against their ability to play the game, not necessarily their knowledge of all the bullshit rules that go along with all the different nuances associated with this game. Be that great player. Be that person that everyone at the store wants to play against. And if you do that, then these last 4.5 years mean something. And go ahead, John.
And to sneak in a deep thought for my games with Bonzi this week, don't just bring 75-point lists. Hey, some people out there are playing casual. Don't just have 75-point lists that are theme lists and ready to go. Bring a 50-point list. Bring some lists that aren't theme lists. Bring some other stuff to the game store just so you're ready, so you can play at appropriate level to what your opponent wants to play. I mean, Bonzi didn't bring a theme list or anything, so I literally am like, all right, well, I'm playing my theme, but I'm just going to take out my free model. I'm not taking my free model. Forget that. Let's keep it more even. But I would like it better if I'd actually had non-theme lists made, or maybe some lists at lower points, so it was easier for him to make a list and have to throw the entire kitchen sink at me.
Yep.
And we need to help keep the casual scene alive. That's what's killing this game, is that too many people are focused on steamroller at 75 points and nothing else. No, there are more aspects. There are other points values. Bring some lower points games. Play the other versions of the game. What's that one where you come on the board first turn?
Rumble.
The
Rumble.
small board version.
Rumble.
John?
Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah.
Rumble's
Yeah,
fucking
play
hilarious.
some Rumble games. Play some lower points games. Be ready for that stuff. So at the store, you can play someone at a level where you both have a great time.
Yep. Folks, that is 100%. Chimera's done.
There it is.
There it is, folks.
Wow.
We got the arc markers. We got everything's done. And, folks, along with the fact that I couldn't get a date on New Year's Eve, it was also to help me build my skills and to get all that stuff done. And,
Mission accomplished.
and
Get that banner out.
mission accomplished, bitches. We did it. We did it. 100% across all my factions. Hey, Ron.
Fives.
I can't imagine what it's like walking downstairs to my basement and having 0 models that need to be painted. Well done, sir.
It's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling. Feels good, man. Thanks, fucking Trump, for screwing that phrase up.
Can I mark that square twice now?
For that one, yes.
A special shout out. Bubba, the King of the North, Dalton, is in the chat room.
Oh shit! The king has come to see his president.
Let me tell you, something we made up kind of went to his head a little bit. He says, "Bow down before me, peasants." That's
Wow.
great.
Well, I like it when someone takes the joke and runs with it.
Hey, Bubba.
I appreciate that.
Turns out this is my show. Fuck you.
Fair enough. So.
All right,
we got a
so
Chimera.
all right, so I'm gonna go back to the we're gonna go back to the Brushhead Gallery here. No, it's not Brushhead Gallery, but it's the Brushhead Gallery cam. We're moving the crotch cam out of the way because I'm done fucking painting, bitches. All right, we're gonna move that over there. One of the things before we get back to the list, and I probably should do this on the face cam. This is something I do want to share with as a pro tip, and I don't have a bottle of it sitting here on my table, but this is Vallejo. This is the gloss varnish, but the matte varnish. This is what I use to seal my models with, and I use it with an airbrush, and it really does a good job of providing a wonderful matte finish. You don't have to worry about any kind of frosting or anything like that. Really love it. The jewels on Chimera were done after I did the whole thing and matte glazed it, matte varnished it, I should say. I put the gloss on just the jewels, and so they kind of pop. Do not do the gloss all over your model. It'll make it look candy coated, unless you immediately follow it with matte, because gloss will tend to harden the paint. It'll make it a little bit more hard to chip, but just put some matte varnish on it, and then buy some Butterfoam, because
unless you want that look.
Yeah.
The asterisk is unless you want that shiny model look. If that's what you're going for, do it. But otherwise, yeah, definitely do not.
Yeah, I had that
go off
shiny
some
look
level.
on a Templar, and then I didn't because I repainted
Yeah.
it. So, so anyhow, we're on list 4. It's 803. We do need to talk about a couple movies in the movie section, so we're going to get through these. Rich, you've got a Helena list that kicks some serious ass.
Oh, thank you. I'll try to get this going through quick here so we get on.
Oh no, fuck, we're going as late as we need to. Fuck it.
Do it to it, man.
Daenerys Targaryen's boobs can wait.
Everyone's got DVRs nowadays. Jesus.
This is true. So, Helena was the battle box caster for Mark III Retribution.
She's pretty cool.
And she is cool. She's fun fact, she's actually dating Ossian, which is a little weird to be mentioned in the fluff, but whatever.
Well, it's mostly because he can like stop time and start time, start time.
I think there's a joke in there somewhere, but
Take back the
whatever.
jokes. Take back the problems.
It's because of intercourse.
Helena, I run her with Discordia and a Phoenix in the battle group. And
You
that's
leave it?
it?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan goes. The Minister of Great Times is leaving the house. Thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having
Are
me.
you taking your zombie dust with you?
No, it's yours.
Ah, I love you. Thank you very much. All right, buddy. He brought
Bye,
his.
Ryan.
He
Drive
brought.
safe.
He says drive safe. Everybody says drive safe.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You get another here.
Bye.
And I think that Belinda's going to join in on the regular headphones.
Oh, am I? Oh, okay. I'm joining in.
Yeah, just
She
plug
sit right
plug
behind
plug
you.
it in there. Yeah,
Would you
yeah.
want
She's
to
Right
or
next
not?
to you.
now she can be able to
Sit right
listen to me
next to
and listen to me in real time.
Oh, yay.
I also
She
like
goes,
to give a
"Oh
quick shout
yay!"
out. We had 56 viewers a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Six.
Say it
Pretty
again.
good. 56 viewers.
56. Holy
Yep.
shit balls!
Yeah,
That's
we-
like most
six
people
viewers
ever
good.
listen to the show. I'm very sorry you didn't get bingo. You were all over the place. Atlantic Rim. Man.
Wait, thank you.
You just said it.
Wait, if he said it, we have to go. Do not watch that movie for the love of God.
Thanks,
There
Ryan.
are better things to watch.
No problem, John.
Anything is better than that movie. It is the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's
There you
terrible.
go. I made it worth it.
I
Like,
I
watched
literally
that
cannot
movie
watch
just-
it. I cannot look at this bingo card
Wait a minute.
because I don't want to
thought
fuck it up.
I watched Pacific Rim and I thought it was awful, but that's just my own opinion.
No, Atlantic Rim.
Atlantic Rim is worse than a certain other movie. I can't say the name because that'd be cheating.
Atlantic Rim is worse.
Yes,
Atlantic
it's
Rim is
worse.
yes worse than Turkish Star Wars, but it is worse. It is.
Bingo!
Oh shit balls!
What I
well
missed?
played, sir. Well played.
There it is.
It's
Turkish
it's
Star
worse.
Wars. All right, so
John said, "John, come to Worship Weekend. We're going to do a live screening of Atlantic Rim." I would say, no.
no, because
I'm
I'll
not
just
doing
leave.
it.
I'll just leave for an RPG.
Irregardless of that, I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
No, it's a terrible.
not worth
Guys,
That's of my life.
it's not even cute funny. It's just like stupid. So, all right, let's get back. Rich's Helena
All right.
list, which has nothing to do with Atlantic Rim job. All right, so
Okay. So, I also run on the list 2 Artificers
Mhm.
and a Dawn Guard Sentinel Sire. I think that's how you pronounce that.
is that a Dong Guard? Sorry. Anyway,
A what? A
Dawn Guard?
Yes.
yeah, it's called a codpiece.
Iris 1.
Mhm.
And 2 Arcanists. Oh, by the way, this is not a theme list. This
No, that's
is
cool.
Not at all.
Yeah, fuck
No.
themeless.
Mark that one again. So, I also have 2 full units of Dawn Guard Sentinels with the UA.
That gets me warm in
So-
my nether regions, by the way.
Oh, it does. So, this list is it's pretty straightforward. Dawn Guard Sentinels are base Def 12, Arm 15. Now, when they're base to base, they become 12, 17.
Yep.
That's great. That's pretty damn good for 1 wound infantry.
I
Now,
hear that's a
Sentinels on
thing.
their own, they have a POW 12 2-inch melee weapon master attack.
Yes, they do.
They have they can Pathfinder on the charge.
Mhm.
They have I think it's command 9 with the officer in standard.
Mm-hmm.
They hit like a truck. They also have vengeance for when you kill one, and they also have a mini feat, which we'll come back to in just a minute. So these guys are 12, 17 when base to base.
Yes.
Now you advance these guys up the table, and you have your good old House Shield Artificer hanging out, 1 with each unit. So against shooting, they become 14, 17.
Mm-hmm.
So that's starting to edge into the obnoxious category a little bit.
14
Now-
defense is a tipping point for most roles. It is that next level of defense, where it goes from I can hit that to that's fucking annoying.
Yep, that's where you want to be.
Yep.
So then one of the units will have a Phoenix, which is an arc node, and the other unit will have Discordia. Discordia has something called Imprint Kinetic Field. That makes the unit immune to blast and also stacks +2 arm against shooting. So now you have a unit that is 14, 19. Now Helena has a spell called Deceleration that stacks also on top of that for shooting. They become 14, 21. Now, on top of that, they have a mini feat called Iron Zeal. They become 14, 24. And then Helena's feat is +3 arm against everything. They become 14, 27. If I did the math right on that.
Okay, let's walk through an armor 27 just for a minute. So it's So they base to base 15 to 17.
Yep.
They
Then
are
deceleration.
they decel to 19.
Yep.
They mini feet to 22.
Yep.
Mhm.
You Discordia them to 24.
24. And what's
And then
the last three?
You full feet. Helena's regular feet is +3.
I thought I already called feet on this one.
No, you did not.
No,
Well,
You
fuck.
called mini feet.
mini feet.
So
Oh, mini feet.
27. You do not shoot these guys to death.
Dear God. That's obnoxious.
Yeah. The trick is
Clamjacks are looking like, what up, yo?
The trick is, and I know it sounds really fun to say they're armed 27 against ranged. The trick is you don't blow it all at once.
No.
The trick is you use the mini feet one turn, and then the other turn you use Helena's regular feet.
Yep.
Yeah, use the mini feet on the advance. Use Lena's feet when they're engaged.
Bingo. Yep, that's how you do it. And then in the odd event they do kill one, then you get vengeance, and everyone.
Yay!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone loves vengeance.
By the way, Sarah Jane says take daughters.
Yes.
If I could, I would.
Yeah.
There you go.
Daughters are a good answer to that, but that hit to melee at that point, and they hit pretty hard in melee. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Helena also enables some weird assassinations because her gun, and she's only a rat 5, which kind of sucks, but whatever.
she can boost.
Range, yeah, exactly. Range 12, power 11 magic. And if you don't want to do damage, you can elect to move an enemy model hit 3 inches. That's great. So I didn't have to, but I was about to, and I ended up seeing there was a 1/4 inch gap. Moving a Kador Jack out of the way, so Iris and I can't remember who the other person was, could shoot Sorsha to death.
Mm-hmm.
She is a little bit of a toolbox. She also has obliteration. It costs 4, but seriously, suck it up and do it. Range 10, AoE 5, POW 15. I had these Kador marksmen that were.
We're okay?
No, it's not okay. I lost all my audio.
Okay, hold on a second. It fell.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Here.
Yep. So that's what you want to take out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for her to come out in a metal form, so I don't have to buy another battle box because
It says
Lord knows
Matt.
I don't need. Another Manicore's not bad, but I don't need any of the rest of the models.
Yeah, I totally get it. I used the Griffin for the Virus thing, and I took the Manicore and made it into a Discordia because I didn't have one. The Chimera is sitting there in pieces. I have no use for it. I already have one.
Yeah, I have 2. It's not good, but yeah, I mean, Helena's very cool, and I think Focus 7's good. She's got an interesting gun. She's got a really interesting spell list, honestly. I mean, hand destructions for those spells you didn't expect to see show up in Rat. Man,
Oh yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, it's only for the battle group.
Yeah.
So that's Disco, Phoenix, and her.
Yeah, but Disco and Phoenix can both hit a ton of infantry. They can destroy a unit between the 2 of them. Holy shit.
Oh yes, it's target model unit. So
Yeah.
you can tag some stupid unit and then use Disco's Spray 10 POW 14 magic gun. And
Yeah.
just destroy stuff.
At Rat 6 too, because that's an important note.
Yeah, Rat 6 on the Warjack's pretty decent, I hear. That about does it. Things you don't want to see are continuous corrosion, and I guess that's about it. Continuous
fire's
to a
not
lesser
great,
extent.
but still, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
still they got to roll.
Yep. Other than that, the list can take on a lot of stuff.
Yep, and we just lost
yeah, that
Gonzo
about
a
does
little
it.
bit there, but I'm not sure if he's going to come back or not. But
She's having internet problems.
yep, but man, good list. I'm glad Rich, Helena is a caster that I've had some struggles with kind of figuring out, and I appreciate you giving us a list here that you've had some success with. I know, and what's funny about it is we're going to see that Dawn Guard kind of silliness show itself up in my next list, which is my Virus 2 list.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's been in front of you here for a little bit because I clicked the button because I was sorting out some technical difficulties here. But the so here we have Vyros 2 with Imperatus and 2 Griffins. Now, we talked about a list that had 5 Griffins in it. If you only own a couple of Griffins, this is a list that you might find interesting. We have the 3 of the mechanics, and we have 2 full units of Sentinels and a small unit of Invictors. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why this list works the way that it does. So after they released Bradagus and made Synergy broken as fuck with Bradagus, they needed to tone it down a little bit, so they capped it at 3. And so this is maybe 1 Griffin short of a load, so that when Imperatus showed up, he could show up with all of his might. But the thing that I think that makes this list work really, really well is the caster. And the caster in this case is our Dawn Guard kind of leader. And he does have on his card the veteran leader Dawn Guard. Okay? So when you start off originally, I mean, the Dawn Guard Sentinels, and I'm going to show them up here on the screen, they are Mat 7 to start off with. Okay? So they're going to move up to Mat 8, and their officers are going to move up to Mat 9. Okay? But the thing to keep in mind when you see about Veteran Leader is that Veteran Leader not only talks about melee attacks, it's any attack roll. So you also get +1 on your Invictors. And the Invictors are normally a Rat 6 up to a Rat 7 with Assault with an officer that gives them a Snipe mini feat. So you have combined range, or as we like to call it in the business, double gun. We have combined range, and we have them assaulting from speed 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 10 is 18 inches. We call that downtown in the biz. And they're going to hit you with a Rat of 7. So they're wonderful. And combined with this list, because most people in a Dawn Guard, in a Virus 2 list, are most concerned about the battle group. Here you have a list that has many of the same kind of armor skews with the Dawn Guard that you just heard Rich talking about with Helena. Maybe not so obnoxious, but also a deceleration caster. So there's a +2 arm from that, plus the mini feat of the Iron Zeal. Plus you have those Invictors that are out there that are sniping things out from long ways away. And you have a list that anchors itself with Imperatus, and you end up with a lot of really interesting, hard-hitting things that if you pick this list, especially in ones where you have maybe 1 or 2 circular zones, I think this list brings a lot to the party. And I think that is something to take away from any of these list discussions. Make sure that the list that you're picking has some play in the exact kind of scenario that you're choosing. Let's see here. Brother Scott wanted me to know that I'm painting the King of Nothing sketch style, and I have my wet palette out, painting as I learned to hate Retribution just that much more. Thank you, good sir. We're happy that we're providing a service for you, Brother Scott. So, and Bubba just runs some chocolate milk. So there you go. I'm a big fan of this list. Another one that I've had some real success with because of the Griffins, because of Imperatus is the greatest of all large base colossals, and these Sentinels. The Sentinels are amazing. So, Rich, any thoughts on this list?
I don't play Invictors enough, and I think I need to play them with Vyros. I may hold off because I really like my Vyros list for now. However, as soon as the Dawn Guard theme comes out, and we know it's coming, we have proof of that. As soon as it comes out, I'll be running Invictors with Vyros, and I bet you the list will probably look the same. So
yeah, but then imagine all the extra shit you're gonna get for free.
Yeah, it's gonna say
just some free bottles.
They're gonna say free bottle of Kraken, free +2 inches, and take an extra unit of artillery that doesn't exist yet, or something stupid like that. So,
Oh no, we got those fucking sniper rifles or whatever the fuck they are.
The House Guard Halberdier rifle team,
Yeah,
heavy
fuck-
rifle team.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't think they'll be in a Dawn Guard team. That
I
doesn't
hope
fit.
not.
Nah, they won't be. So this is good. The only thing I might consider changing is putting a Dawn Guard Sire in there.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I don't know what you would take out to do it.
Yeah.
So
The Dawn Guard Sire, for those of you who are wondering, the Dawn Guard Sire actually adds quite a lot to just normal Dawn Guard Sentinels. It's kind of like putting a Trollkin hero in there. Do you have that card up in front of you, Rich, by any chance?
I will in just a second.
Yeah, no,
It is-
take your
yep,
time.
here it is. Okay, so the thing is he's also a Jack Marshall, which no one really cares about for the most part. If he also has Righteous Vengeance, if one or more friendly faction warrior models were destroyed or removed from play, and you're trying to get one of them dead for vengeance anyway, by enemy attacks while within 5 inches of this model during your maintenance play, you can advance up to 3 inch and make one basic melee attack. So he's basically getting vengeance from the other guys. The big thing is that he has Tactician Dawn Guard.
Yeah, that's
While
a
in this
huge
model's
difference.
command range, which is 9,
Mhm.
friendly Dawn Guard models, and that's Sentinels, and Victors,
Mhm.
can ignore other friendly Dawn Guard models when determining line of sight. So that means your Invictors are shooting through your Sentinels.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Last I checked. Also, friendly Dawn Guard models can advance through other friendly Dawn Guard models in this model's command range if they have enough movement to move completely past them.
Yeah.
That makes you optimize charges. That makes you optimize moving to get positioned for shooting on the things.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
It's a huge deal, and the, guys, the fact that a Dawn Guard theme is coming is get used to this list, and then with all those extra points, you're gonna probably be able to find room for another Griffin, and get that third Griffin you want, or something like that. Who knows what's gonna happen? But it's gonna be amazing. This list is frustrating as hell because if you mix those two Dawn Guard Sentinel lists and all of a sudden you have double Vengeance coming up the table and you use those Invictors to snipe out those key pieces, man, it is all kinds of frustrating. So I've loved the list. I hope you'll love it too. Let's move on right along here to now that good old Himera is 100% done and I am 100% finished painting all this fucking War Machine and Hordes. Let's move on to John's Ossian list.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I'm really glad you saved this for last since I'm slightly.
Oh, it's
drunk
not
and,
last. There's one more.
There's one more.
Yeah. Not from you, but there's one more.
It's my thing stops after this list. Oh God, you're throwing the curveball at me. I can't take it.
No, it's fine. I think
right.
there's no, there isn't anymore. I just said fuck it, didn't I?
Yeah, apparently you
stopped
did.
afterwards.
Who cares?
Boom.
Who cares?
All right, so I decided I wanted to go back to Ossian. Ossian was one of the first challenges that you Brushheads gave me, and when the Retribution came out, he was a lot better because he gained Future Sight as a Field Marshal, which is fucking incredible. Not gonna lie, it's incredible. Makes him absolutely playable. I got Wish Nailer because free upkeeps are good because he has a shit ton of upkeeps.
Yep.
Hypnos is great because he's got a good gun and that gives Shadowbind on a hit on an AoE 4, which is pretty good, I hear.
Yep.
Now for everyone who's playing him outside of Ossian, he still gets Shadowbind on punches, which is also very good, but the gun makes it great. The Manticore's in there because I want another Jack, and it's actually pretty efficient with Future Sight because you can really control how that focus works. If you're hit straight up, you can start boosting extra attacks because you never know how many attacks you're going to get, so you can really get the most effect. Plus, he's got a shield, and people forget that Rat Jack's shield can spend a focus to heal D3+1 off of that shield. It gives him a little bit of survivability, which I use on him and the Gorgons. And the Gorgons actually synergize surprisingly well since they have guns, and their guns give you -2 speed. Doesn't seem like much, but it keeps them alive. And if you combine it with Ossian's gun, which gives you -2 defense and -2 speed, suddenly you can take some of those jacks to -4 speed, and that's significant. Now,
All right.
Do they stack?
yeah, because they're different rules.
Holy shit! Well, that's pretty good. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I misheard what you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
-4 speed's pretty good. I hear to slow things down, like
Kadar
wagons and yeah,
Like,
Kadar.
like everything.
speed 0 Kadar jacks.
Exactly. It's really good. It gives you a little bit of pocket control in there. Because Hypnos also, if you hit something that can't shake, you're like, all right, Shadowbind, you're not moving it at all. In fact, I was playing Bonzi, I hit a unit and managed to catch Finn in that, which made me very happy because now he's sitting there at -3 defense and not moving at all, which is legit as shit.
This is honestly the first double Gorgon list I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's a Power 12 gun. It's not bad. I mean,
No, it's fine.
The Ret Light chassis is actually pretty solid, especially when you have future sights. You're like, oh, I rolled a hit. Oh, I hit him 2 dice? Well, I'm saving that to regenerate my shield because you're throwing some fire back my way. The only bad part that can happen is if you lose your shield, but that's what the Arcanist mechanics are for. You got to get in there. You got to have 3 in this list. That way you can get in there and hopefully repair that shield so that they can keep using that focus to maximum effect. You'd be surprised how often they'll last maybe a turn longer than they needed to just because you're healing that shield. And then, mechanics good. House Guard's there because you got the Halberdiers. The Ghost Sniper's there because you had 3 points left, and he's not a bad model. The Fey Knight is literally there because he is an 8-point free model, and I couldn't really find what else to do. I mean, I could make, like, one of the Arcanist mechanics free and maybe upgrade my Manticore to something else. I've thought about that, but, man, the Fey Knight is a really good model, and Ossian doesn't mind having a Shield Guard nearby. And as John mentioned, he can kill some dudes pretty well.
Yeah, it's a strong piece, especially when you get it for free.
Yeah.
If it does not a single thing else, it provides a distraction. Because if you ignore the Fane Knight, you will die.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the big thing is the Halberdiers. You heard how John raved about his Halberdiers and his Gareth list. Well, let me just tell you, they're cute, and these Halberdiers laugh at them because they get quickened, and that is fucking silly.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
100%.
break down the threat range, like or how fast these guys are getting up the table? Because I think a lot of people don't know.
They don't get it.
There's speed 8 with quicken, so they will charge 11 and have a 13-inch threat range on the charge. But for just movement, you can just move forward. Like I played Bonzi, I just advanced. I'm like, all right, we're going to advance 8, reposition 3 into our shield wall. That's 11 inches advance, so they're, with advanced move, they're past the center line practically, and they're in shield wall.
And that's
with
with
15 versus shooting and magic.
And that's without a Thane.
Yeah, that's without the Thane.
Without
bonus.
the Thane
bonus. You add 2 more to all of that, so they're talking 15-inch threat on a charge, and their walking engage, their running engage range is far enough that my alcohol-ridden mind cannot possibly do that.
It's a
math
big
right now.
number that most African cultures can't. Well, I'm talking
18,
about
20.
before
That's
they
20.
develop good math.
That's 20-inch engaged threat for them.
There are certain cultures like Alabama where it's 1 too many. Their threat range is many in Alabama.
Wow. and honestly, being able to have that kind of threat, the potentially 10-inch walk and shield wall keeps them alive a lot longer. And the Soulless Escort, I think, is key because people really want to drop spells on them and be like, I'm going to drop this spell and make this, lower their armor or whatever. Well, you're going to have to get closer to them, which is not safe. Not safe at all.
Do you know
because they pop their mini feet? You're talking, Mat 8 POW 14s, and that is no joke.
Do you know if Trump was going to describe the threat range of the Halberdiers in this list, he would say it is the best threat range. They have bigly threat range.
Bigly threat range, indeed.
Yes.
And then all this without even mentioning the fact that this is Ossian, and his feat is crazy for guns. And if you notice, all my jacks have guns. And then I got 2 units of Stormpaw Archers, and I have Fortune to throw around to one of them. And with 2 ways of dropping defense between Ossian's gun, which give you -2, and the Hypnosis gun, which gives you -3, they can both tend to be in the right spot to drop a ton of damage on stuff.
Absolutely.
I tend to remove heavy jacks like it's my job.
Fantastic. John, I want to thank you very much for that list. That was amazing. But we've had a lot of amazing lists here on the the final episode of Painting with Menoth. John Spencer, were you aware that this was the last episode of Painting with Menoth, John?
Nope, it struck me out of surprise, out of the blue. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing next week?
Well, the most amazing thing about this is the fact that I contacted on the sly Barack Obama. I reached out to our former president, and I said, hey, Barack, because that's how we are, he and I. I reached out to him, and I said, I call him B. And I said, it's the last episode of my show. And he said, get out. And I said, no, seriously, dude, it's the last episode. He said, well, let me come on and let me talk a little bit about the Retribution. Because I said, those are an oppressed people. We can't have that here in the United States. And so I asked him to deliver a State of the Union of the Retribution. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama on the Painting with Menoth John show.
And that's why I stand here as confident as I have ever been that the state of our
Retribution
is strong.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Barack. Here, let's look one more time. Barack Obama on the Painting with Menoth John show.
And that's why I stand here as confident as I have ever been that the state of our
Retribution
is strong. Thank you.
Fuck, you can't argue with Barack Obama. I don't care what you're fucking... you can say a lot of things, but you come after Barack, he's going to bring it for real. And the state of the Retribution is strong, ladies and gentlemen. That is fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama here on the Painting with Menoth John show. Rich, your thoughts on Barack Obama making his feelings known. He hasn't given that many interviews since leaving the White House. Your thoughts?
I'm actually pretty impressed that I didn't know he played War Machine, but I'm glad he's on board with a good faction. That makes me happy.
Fucker knows two things: beer and War Machine and horns. Irrational Gonzo, your thoughts on Barack Obama here on the Painting with Menoth John show?
I'm curious how much you paid him.
I didn't pay him anything. I didn't pay him anything. He wanted to come on. He said, you can pay that Hillary gal, but I'll come on for free.
I don't know, man. You had to have done something really special.
Yep. Okay, so once again, in case you didn't hear, this is a CNN breaking news. Barack Obama has been on the Painting with Menoth John show.
And that's why I stand here as confident as I have ever been that the state of our
Retribution
is strong.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. God damn, I'm so proud that he has chosen to be on my show this late after Cheetolini took over his office. On behalf of the entire Painting with Menoth John show, this one here is for Barack Obama. Thank you very much for being on the show. Hey, Ron.
Ron.
I don't even have any beer left. I gotta get some.
No, that's fine. We're going to go to the media section one last time.
One last time, gentlemen.
So I watched some shit fucking movies this weekend.
Awesome.
But
Tell us how you really feel.
one of them wasn't, and that was Spider-Man: Homecoming. That movie was pretty fun. I'm just going to give it. I don't want this show to go too late, so it was a lot of fun. I'm going to give it one shot of Kraken. It was the high schoolish shit that you mentioned, John. Totally on point. But super fun.
Michael Keaton, best Marvel villain since Loki.
Yeah, the thing that I like about him as a villain is that he is a believable human being for a change.
Yeah, they made a character. Holy shit.
Yeah. I understand his motivations. I understand that his motivations would drive him to this. And a good villain should question your own morality.
Mm-hmm. And he did. He had a little bit of questions. He's like, holy shit, what do I do?
And he does that. He's like, would I do the same thing with the same resources to save my family? Maybe. Was that Vivica Fox as his wife?
I don't know.
It looked like Vivica Fox. And if that is his wife, he did well.
The other thing I like is that that they did a Spider movie with great power becomes great responsibility, line, but they still had that there.
Yep, for sure.
It's still at its core. It's a very good job.
Yep, for sure. So I'm going to give Spider-Man Homecoming one shot of Kraken. Get out there. It's a good show. People have said that it's like Iron Man 4. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
It is.
Iron Man's barely in it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful movie. It's a Spider-Man movie. High fives. Then I watched something called Varsan the Unbelievable. It's on Prime. It's a rubber suit kind of Godzilla movie. It's an hour and 7 minutes long, and that's long enough.
Oh, yikes!
It's not good. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. That's Atlantic Rim.
This just in: 107-minute long movies are generally not good.
It's not good. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not 107 minutes. It's an hour and 7 minutes.
Oh, that's less good.
It's less good.
It could be worse. It could be longer. I mean, the only way you could make this movie worse is if it was longer.
So would you say that it overstayed its welcome, or if it was just long enough?
It was just long enough.
Okay.
But you know, it was a shitty monster. It was like this mutated nuclear sea iguana, and that's not okay. So
No.
I'm gonna give it 3 shots of Kraken. Don't watch it.
Okay.
Don't watch it.
What's
Don't
up?
watch it.
3 shots is like you got 107 minutes. What the hell?
Yeah,
You're eating
well-
dinner. What the fuck?
Yeah, and
Sorry,
we
an
we
hour
followed
and
we
seven,
followed it up
67
with Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. All monsters, all out attack. Fucking good movie. Toho at its finest. Gonna give that 1 shot of Kraken. If you need a rubber suit monster movie, that's the one you watch. High fives to everybody at Toho. So there you go. John, what do you got?
Well, I got one from last week. I didn't do because fucking Skype.
Hey, hey, there's a
We're gonna
box.
Throw that one out there.
Woo!
And that is I watched Police Academy, the first one on I believe it's on Netflix. I was randomly looking through. I'm like, Police Academy, what the hell? I saw this when it came out in the theater, and I was not nearly old enough to because it's rated R, and it is the softest R you will ever see.
I was just gonna say, how the fuck is that movie a rated R?
Because there's a lot of titty scenes at the beach, and there's a scene with sexual suggestive acts that when I was like 10 or 12 when it came out, I totally didn't get at all. I'll be honest, I totally didn't get that at all. And then you watch it later, you're like, oh, well, I get that scene now. Holy moly! And this guy one's still pretty funny. It's doesn't sound up with like Airplane or All, where it's only that the jokes are older and you watch it again, you're still laughing your ass off. There's some good jokes. Michael Winslow might be the funniest part of it. Steve Guttenberg's decent. The guy who plays Tackleberry, obviously reasonably funny. It's worth your time. I give it like 2.5 shots of Kraken or so. You don't really want to go out of your way to watch it, but you know, because it wasn't the best of Police Academy movies to start with, and it does not necessarily hold up terribly well, but it's a good time.
Cool.
I also saw Wonder Woman again with my niece and my mom.
such a good
It
movie.
was great the second time around. In fact, when you're not looking at it from a reviewer sort of standpoint, not trying to necessarily poke holes in it, it is even better. And it was a great time. My mom loved it. My niece loved it. I can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. I think I would definitely purchase that on Blu-ray.
Excellent. Rich had to take a potty break real quick. That's why we're seeing the funny thing.
What a wussy! Oh my God, Gonzo, save us!
Yeah,
save us.
Gonzo, we're not ending this show
yeah.
until Rich gets back. So, riff.
The one thing that I did watch, I was super busy this week with a lot of different things, but was flipping through channels while working on some stuff and typing up resumes, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh,
I
such a good
can't-
movie.
I
Such a good
can't
movie.
pass that movie up. It's like
can't.
one of 3 movies I can't pass up. Big Trouble in Little China, Fifth Element, those things I can't pass up. And
We haven't
I saw
watched
it
that
on
one with
there,
the boys
and I'm
yet.
like immediately rewind to the very beginning, and I'm just sitting there
Big
and
Trouble?
just loving every minute of it, making me feel good, laughing. Some of the best one-liners in the entire thing. I mean, Big
Yeah.
Trouble in Little China is
It's one of the most enjoyable movies ever made.
I need to watch that with the boys. I have not watched that one with the boys yet, so we need to bust that one out.
That movie's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like
wonderful.
Big Trouble in China, Fifth Element, and Last Dragon. That was the three movies I can't pass up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
Last
because
Dragon.
show enough.
Show enough.
Show enough.
Bruce
Show enough.
Leroy. Oh, that movie's so good.
I know. And the thing is you just can't pass up that movie. And,
No.
Someone had posted on Facebook that there's going to be a Big Trouble in Little China game coming out. And I was like,
Oh, yeah. L. Marshall, Brushhead L. Marshall is like one of the biggest fans of Big Trouble in Little China. He's got that game. It's going to be, we'll figure out how it is. We'll give you a review on More Than Dice when it comes out. You will absolutely get a review of that game. Trust me.
Because that movie, I mean, there's just so many good one-liners. There's so many good stupid scenes. And you look back and you're like, wow, this person, yeah, they've done a lot of different things. And you're looking back and seeing all these different stuff, and you're just like, Egg Chen, and then you're just like, what all Jack Burton says.
It's the only movie where the sidekick is the main character.
I mean,
Ryan T's the hero.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Burton's the comic sidekick, but he's the main character. It's great. Sean Carpenter. Holy shit, man.
It was amazeballs. I enjoyed every second of it. There was nothing wrong with it.
Originally, it was supposed to be a Western, and honestly, I'd watch that movie too.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
All right,
How many shots
folks.
of crack can you give it, Gonzo?
None.
Absolutely.
Yep.
None.
Good answer.
There's no way.
Ah, perfect. Just in time for Rich to get back. Rich?
Rich.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and guess it's my turn for the media section.
Yep. Bring it back. I'm gonna bring.
it rolling for you.
I had to bring.
Look at that. So I just finished watching a Netflix original series called Sense8,
Oh.
and
In other words,
Oh,
lesbian sex fest.
yeah,
Hey.
I'll be
And there's
I'll be
nothing
honest,
wrong
the
with that.
There's also
the story
gay
is
mentions, too.
phenomenal. The action scenes are great. There's a couple scenes where you are absolutely blown away by how they come off. Just not like camera angles or anything like that. I mean, just how well the actors play the scenes are absolutely mind blowing. However, in case anyone hasn't heard, the series has been canceled.
Yeah, cancel before it's time again.
Yep. However, they did get the go-ahead to bring it back for a 2-hour series conclusion kind of thing, which is good. Yep, Gonzo's giving me a thumbs up.
Kind of what
much
Firefly got.
respect
It's the characters are great. The actors are great. I think I kind of see why it was canceled, because there was several episodes, in my opinion at least, in the second season where it not enough happened. It rose up from the beginning, got to the midpoint between season 1 and season 2, and then it dropped off. And I thought, oh, what's going on? And then it rose back up again, and it got awesome.
Nowadays, the series has to be too good, too long to really get that. If it doesn't have a lot of hype to begin with, to keep people in, to keep it going, and that's too bad.
It is, and I even though it slowed down, I still liked it and I still watched it.
Yeah.
But I give it one shot of Kraken maybe because it slowed down a little. However, it's a phenomenal series, and I used to have a little bit of a problem going into a series that I knew was already canceled because I don't want to force that non-closure on myself.
Yeah, it's tough.
But
but
now
if they
that I
give you
know
a 2-hour episode, yeah.
now I know what's going to happen. So it's good. I recommend it. Go ahead and watch it. It's great. It's a great series. There's only, I think it's 10 episodes per season, and there's 2 seasons. So
I'll tell you, and if you can get to episode 4, because I know some people were some of it was pushing too many limits for some people, and some of it was just okay, I couldn't get into it. But you get to episode 4, and if you aren't singing with the cast in episode 4 during that, then the series is not for you.
Oh,
because
I know the scene you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because everybody I've seen watch it is like, okay, it was okay, yeah, it pushes some boundaries, and then episode 4 they call me and they're like, fuck you, because I know it's canceled.
So I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but Gonzo, you finished it, right?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I actually watched the Christmas special with friends over Skype.
Oh, wow. Okay. So my favorite scene is when Leto is doing the audition in the second to last episode, and he does and Sun needs him to do the bartending, and he does it, and Sun fills in for him for the acting part. Like jaw drop, mind blown. The quality of the acting in that scene just blew me away.
The splitting between characters in different scenes and people filling different roles was really, really good, especially when they needed someone to be the badass, or someone needed to be this, and it just split over, and the editing was really, really
that's
good.
the scene I saw where someone had to be the badass, and I won't give you spoilers. I saw it on YouTube. I was like, holy shit, I gotta check out this series.
Yeah.
It's the camera stuff, the editing is really good. They said one of the main reasons that I had to cancel it was because of cost, because they were filming on so many different locations, paying so many different actors. So I mean, it was a pretty expensive thing.
They, I mean, you're watching one scene that plays out on 3 separate continents.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that's cheap.
No.
Yeah. So phenomenal show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's worth your time.
100%.
All right, folks. Well,
But before John calls it a close, one more time, to the best podcast host in the business, thank you for 4.5 years, my friend.
thank you all for being a part of this. Hey, Ron.
Ron.
So I got a couple things to say. So here we are, folks. It's been 4.5 years, and the pouring out of love over the last couple weeks here after we announced that we're going to call it a show has been humbling and has been fulfilling, because we set out on this journey to become better painters. And I have watched the Brushhead Gallery, and for those of you who have painted along with us, I know that job is accomplished. Not only for myself, but for those of you out there. We've all grown together. And I know that when I press I go to the outputs and I turn off the outputs tonight to the stream, that Painting with Meneth John has meant something positive for the community. There are a lot of sources for negativity in this community. And do me a favor. If you've loved this show, then love the game back. Give back to the community that has given so much to you. So many of the people that I know and that I love, I have met through this show, and I've met through this game. And there will be times that I bring this show back for charity and for doing good for others. But take this opportunity to move it forward and to give back to others. This is a great game with a wonderful bunch of people that play it. And is the game the best balanced in the universe? No. Are there things that we will disagree the Privateer will do with the game? Probably. But at the end of the day, it brings us together. And that's what I want you to take away from Painting with Meneth John. So, I'm going to end the show a little bit differently tonight. I want to thank John, I want to thank Rich, and I want to thank Gonzo for being a part of the family. Because you have been part of the family, and you will always be part of the family. But we're going to take it out a little bit different than we have in the past. So on behalf of myself and the broadcast team, I'm Meneth John. Good night, everybody. And we're going to see you at cons. And if nothing else, love each other and take care of each other, because this community is the best I've ever touched. So good night, everybody. And here you have it, the end of the Painting with Meneth John show.
Lay down, my dear brothers, lay down and take your rest. I want you to lay your head upon your Savior's breast. I love you, oh, bid you good night. Good night. Good night. And I bid you good night. Good night. Good night.